Hello everyone, I am the Minnesota Scratcher, and today we are going to be doing our first session. Very happy to have you guys here with me. We have a few tickets today, a couple I picked up down at the gas station. We are going to be doing 5 of these $1 pocket change tickets. The premise of this is pretty simple. We have to make sure that we have at least over $1 with all of these added amounts. And if we win, as in we get more than $1 by adding up all 6 of these, then we will scratch the prize slot and we will win that. So we have 5 of these to begin with. And let's start it off. So we're starting with 1 penny. And our next slot is 25 cents. So we're at 26 now. Next we have 50. So we're at 76 cents right now. Doing pretty all right. 76, that is 81 cents now with our nickel. 91 cents with our dime. Hey, $1. There we go. Okay, so 50, 75, 85, 95, $1, and 1. Awesome. So our first ticket is a winner. Let's find out what we won. $2. Okay. Well, we are up right now with our first ticket being a $2 winner. Awesome. And all loser tickets are entered into the second chance that the Minnesota Lottery offers. And I will update you guys if we do win any of these. So let's continue on with our second ticket here. So we're starting off with 25 cents and 5. Another 25 cents, so we're at 55. 60 cents, 70 cents. So this needs to be a 50. Anything other than a 50, and this one's going to be a loser here. And all right, it looks like this is a loser. So that is our first loser of the video. And our buy-in today is $28. Now I should have another session coming up tonight, but this is just a bit of a warm-up for my first video on this YouTube channel. All right, let's begin this one here. So starting off with a quarter, so at 25, 26 cents. Now we have 36 cents, 46, 96. Now we need this to be something other than a penny, and we win. And of course, it's a penny. You know, sometimes that's how it goes. So we have 75, 85, 95, 96, 97 cents. Not quite $1. So that is going to be our second loser of the session. All right. This is our fourth ticket. We have one more after this. So let's make this a good one. Starting off with 10 cents. 15. Okay, now we're at 65 cents. 75. 80. So this needs to either be a quarter or a 50-cent piece, otherwise we lose. Nope, it's a penny. All right, so that one is going to also be a loser. And we are coming up on our last pocket change ticket. So let's begin with this one here. Starting off strong with 50 cents. We're going to go to 55, 60, 70 cents, 71. Oh, another winner. Hey, look at that right there. Awesome. So let's find out, what have we won? $1. Hey, you know what? A win is a win is a win. So we will take that. So we were 2 for 3 on pocket change, and that totals to $3 back so far. Okay, our next one up, we have a pretty fun one. These are one of my favorite tickets. This is a Slingo. I know this is pretty popular with the YouTube channels here. It is pretty simple. You scratch these off, and these are your spins. That corresponds to this. And you want lines, and you want more lines. The more lines you win, the more money you win. And there's different patterns that you can do. You can do diagonals. You can also do across and down. Also a blackout. That would be surprising. That would be nice, though. And looks like if we see a star in any of these, then we win the prize in the bonus, which is good. And we win $3 for each gold coin that are revealed in the Slingo numbers, if there are any. Wonderful. Okay. Let us begin, I guess. So I believe these little joker heads are free spaces. So scratch these off real quick. Yeah, so, yep, free space right there. See, on some of the other tickets, because I play in other states sometimes, and sometimes they're not too specific with how they word a lot of their stuff, but, you know, I'm glad that they do that there. So, let's begin here. Spin number 1. Oh, boy. We already have a winner here. So we have a gold coin. That means we win $3 automatically. So far we at least have our money back. Okay. So 13, we do have a 13. 17 of the gold coin. 52. And 63. Wow, look at that. We got a bunch of numbers off that one. Awesome. Oh my goodness, another gold coin. Holy crap. Look at that. $6 back so far. What a winner. Okay. Hey, let's keep this train rolling, right? So number 9, we do not. 26, we also do not. 39, we do. Gold coin, that's $6. And 72. Awesome. Wow, we are on a streak right now. Oh my goodness, are we going to get a gold coin in every one of these? That'd be an awesome win if that is the case. Hey, let's get some lines going if we can. So right now we have 3 gold coins. Hey, that's awesome. Okay, so number 1 we do not have. Number 18 we also do not have. We do have number 35 right here. 58 we also have. And then we have our coin. All right, come on. Let's keep this gold coin streak up. This is awesome. Come on. Oh my gosh, 2 of them. Holy, this is my best Minnesota ticket that I have ever done so far. So 3, 6, 9, 12, $15 back so far. So 36 we do not have. 49 we do. And 70 we do not. Okay. Wow, I'm actually really excited. I'm hoping these coins keep appearing. Oh my gosh, there's more. There is more. Wow, this is a ticket and a half right here. My goodness. Okay, number 8. I have to lower my expectations after this because stuff like this doesn't happen too much. 22. Awesome, we are 1 away. We just need 33 and we'll get our first line. 44, we do have that, so we need 51 now. And then our 2 gold coins. Wow, just more gold coins. Coins on coins on coins. Hey, we'll take it. I'm going to count them all after, though, because this is getting a bit much here. So 6 we do not have. Gold coin is another $3. 38. Okay, So, hey, if we get 33 here, that's going to be pretty big. 48 we do not have. And 65 we also do not have. Okay, 2 last lines. Let's see if we can get any lines here. There's another gold coin win. So that's another $3. Number 20 looks like we have. Wow, come on, 33. Hey, that would give us almost a diagonal. Okay, so number 20, 42 we don't have, 47 we don't have, and 74 we also do not have. All right, last chance for romance here. Looks like we did not get that, but we do win with another gold coin. Wow, what a ticket. That is just insane. So number 2 we don't have. 27 we do have. That's not going to give us anything, though. Gold coin for $3. 59 we don't have. And then 68 we do have. But again, we do not win anything on the lines. But, my goodness, look at all these gold coins. You know, it was just St. Patrick's Day, so I think a leprechaun might have left his mark on this ticket. Oh, my goodness. Okay, let's count. 3, 6, 9, 12, 15, 18, 21, 24, 27, 30. A $30 winner. That is a 10x, and we are up on our session to begin with here. Let's get a nice little picture for our thumbnail, maybe. Little channel. Awesome. So that is an awesome winner. So now, as you guys can recall, that puts us up. So this is 30, 31, 33. So we are winning on this session. That is awesome. What a ticket. All right, now we are going to be moving on. I apologize, I don't have a brush yet. I'm working on getting one of those to get away all these little scratchy dusts. Anyway, now we're going to be moving on to the fun tickets, the bigger ones here. My hopes are, the bar is a little high right now after that. That's a 10x. I recently went on vacation to Kentucky. And, just as a little fun thing, I bought, the wife and I, 2 of these 50 or 100 tickets. I'm not really expecting something, just for fun. And I didn't win anything on mine, but she got down to the very last number on hers, and she actually won $100. So that was her biggest win, easily. And I'm going to be posting that in the community thing, just as a little announcement of the channel's beginnings here. But now, this is going to be fun here. So, we have a newer Minnesota ticket here. This is Crossword Wizard. It's a $10 ticket, and we have 2 of these. So it is a normal crossword puzzle. It looks very, very big, though. I'm actually glad they only did 1 of these. I'm not really a fan where they do 1 and 2 boxes, because then you kind of have to look at both. It's a little easier for me to just see that box right there. We have our legend here, so 3 words, we get our money back. 4 is 20, and then so on and so forth. Imagine we get 10 words, that'd be nice. We're gonna go word by word, or letter by letter here, and we're gonna scratch off the 2 bonus letters at the end. See if the back gives us any other details here. So 1 and 3.26, that's not awful odds. Doesn't look like there are any bonus symbols or anything. So this is just a straight up crossword puzzle. Awesome. Let's get into it. So the first letter we are going to be getting is a Q. So I go line by line here, and we're just looking for Qs. I have one in quiche. Very yummy, although I'm not very hungry right now. Have a Q in equation. Binocular. Dozen, pelican. Okay, I believe those are our only 2 Qs here. I just went down line by line. So our next letter looks like it's going to be a P. Should give us a little more progress here somewhere. So we get P. Paper. There's another P there. 1 in knapsack. Peas. Any peas? There's one in amp here. Here is a P. There's one in Pelican and also ramp. Okay, that is all our P's so far. Let's get on to this next letter here, which is a B. See, I was looking for Loteria ones, but I don't think they have them in Minnesota, unfortunately. Those ones are pretty fun here. There's a B in binocular. A B in binocular. I don't think there's any ones. And I will be checking all of these. In case I do miss something, I do check them afterwards. So if you yell at me in the comments that I missed something, I will let you guys know. Okay, I think that's all the B's that there are. Wow, not a lot. Just the one. Okay. Moving on. R. One in fry. One in red. One in era. Binocular. R's. One in ramp. One in recommend. One in circus. One in try. And that'll be it for the R's. Awesome. Then we have V. Now we're getting into the fun letters here. The ones that don't really show up here. We got one in salvage. One in jovial. V. Rather got salvage. Recommend. Oh, there's one. Convex. So true. Okay, that'll do it for our V's. Let's go to our next one, which is a D. No M for Minnesota yet. We'll see, though. We still have a bunch of letters left. So, hey, let's get an E. That would be nice, because there are a lot of E's on this ticket right here. Not a lot of D's, though. Look at that. We got one in red so far. No in binocular, obviously. Ouch. We got one in recommend. I recommend that they give us an E. How about it? Come on. Got a couple more here. We got one in replaced, and then one in die. Okay, a Y and an E would just be fabulous. That would be something else, I tell you what. Okay, we have a J. So let's get that going here. We got Jersey. Jovial. Yep, that's one. Yeah, that'll do it for the J's. Okay, next letter is an O. Oh my. Well, any vowel, I will not complain about any vowel, especially O's, of which there are many here. So we got our two O's there. There's one in local. We got three in a row right here, actually. One in binocular, one in nose, one in equation, one in slow, one in ouch. Ouch, that hurt. Another out of convex, another out of recommend, another out of dozen. Let's get a dozen letters or a dozen words for $1 million, huh? That'd be nice. I'll mail this in as a claimer, and I say, hey, you're gonna give me $1 million, otherwise there's gonna be hell to pay. All right, soggy. There's our O, and I do believe that is all the O's that we have on this ticket here. All right, Progress, people. We have Z. Z. We have dozen. Dozen. Let's get ourselves another dozen words. That'll be good. Okay, well, hey, I think that is it for our Z's, which kind of tracks. Baseball, huh? We got M. Oh, boy. I didn't mean to do that, but hey, that's cool. We got a Y. Okay. So we'll look for M's first. Actually, we'll do Y's first since we're already on that here. Hey, that's good progress right there. We were looking for that one. That was one of the letters that we wanted. Y in Jersey. And that'll do it. That will do it. Now we'll do M's. Which I'm not seeing a lot of, surprisingly. M usually is one where you get a few at least. There's a couple in recommend. Man, now we just need that E. There's one in amp here. Myth. I don't think we're going to get that one. That one's kind of far off here. Ramp. Hey, let's get an A. An A and an E would be amazing. See what I did there? Okay. M. Not seeing any more M's. Just going to do one more check through to make sure I didn't miss any here. Recommend M's. Yep, we're good. Awesome. Okay, come on, E. A or E? A or E? We got a K. Not exactly what we were looking for here, but we'll make it work. We got at least one. We got one K so far. No, just kidding. We have two. Okay. There's some skiing we got there. And that's all the K's we have. All right, well, next one. An L. Okay, well, hey, we got shell. 2 L's off of that. Binocular with an L. I don't think we're getting that word. That seems a bit out there. Salvage with an L. Jovial. Hey, we need these vowels to come in here. If we can get these vowels, we'll be sitting pretty. Got an L in jovial. L in file. Pelican. An L there. And that'll do it. Come on. N. Okay, well, I already see one. An equation. Knapsack. 2 and none. Come on, give us an E, man. That would be just amazing. I think we'd get a couple words if we hit on an E. I don't have seemingly that much luck with these crossword tickets, although I do find them kind of fun. It's like doing one out of the paper, but with a little extra stakes to it here. Whoops. My poor sunglasses. Okay, and yeah, that'll do it for N's. Okay, we really need E here. U. Now, if this isn't it, we still do have the 2 bonus letters. So there still is a chance for romance if we do not hit on that E right away with this next one here. So U, equation, is there. U, use. This card's going to be useless if I don't get an E. How about it? Ouch. We got one more letter out of that one. Yep, okay. Circus. Yeah. And then hutch. Yeah, no H's, no T's. Nothing like that. Hutch is kind of just finished. Look at the wax. All alone here. No W's. All right, come on. E. X. All right. Grr. Well, hey. Speak of the devil. Get some wax out of there. All right. Man, if one of these bonus letters is an E, we're gonna be good. I feel like it's setting me up for failure, though. You know, admittedly, these tickets kind of do that, and I do believe that are all the X's. So just one X out of wax. All right, come on. Let's see an E. We got an A. Okay. This is going to be progress here. We have knapsack done. We got an A out of rain. G. An era. Binocular. Local. Bow. Salvage. Can't get that one anymore. We really just need an E. Honestly, that'll take us. Hey, we get our first letter, or word. And just to remind me, amp. Just to remind me so that I'm not fumbling around looking for what words I have or have not gotten. Okay, so we got amp. We took one out of jovial. Ramp. There's our second word. Look at that. Okay, we need one more word for $3. Can we do it? Can we get an E? Hey, if we got an E, I think we'd be pretty good. Pretty good indeed. Replicate, age, wax as well. Okay, I believe that's all the A's. All right, come on. This needs to be good. Come on, E. No. It is an S. You know, I'll look for the S's, but I do think this is a loser. So we got shell, knapsack. Unfortunately, man, we put so much effort into this. If only we got an E, we'd have gotten so many words. That would have been good. Soggy, yep. And I believe that's it. Okay, well, hey, 2 words, not quite a winner. But we will be entering this one into our second chance. All right, our last ticket for the night is going to be another crossword of the same kind, but it is green this time. So green is my favorite color, absolutely, especially this darker forest green. Not because it's the color of money, but just because I like green. I think we're going to switch it up here. Let's start with our bonus letters. I think that'll be fun. Okay. Sorry, that was a horrible noise. Ugh. Bad taste in my mouth. Okay, O. O, O, O. I'm not going to say that because copyright. If you like cars, you know what you know what that is, though. All right. Wood. Wow, a lot of O's. My goodness, maybe this will be a winner. I'm just scratching them as I find them here, because if I announced all of them, I'd be just talking for ages here. Summit, loophole, noon, mode, tango, gown, soda. Wow. Missed one up here. Swallow. Look at that. Can't be missing words. Can't be missing letters. You miss letters, you miss words. Okay, I think that's all the O's. Well, hey, what a good bonus start here. That's an O. The other bonus is a W. Swallow, 2 in that. I really should get a highlighter. Highlighters work better for pens, or better than pens. Give me one moment. All right, I'm back. And I found a highlighter. Look at me. And so this should work much better. Let's test it out here. Yeah, much better. That way we can... Honestly, how would orange look instead? So I have a bunch of them over here. You guys tell me in the comments what you want to see. We have all of these here. I'm trying to find what most visible is going to look. Okay, not doing so good. How about green? Maybe the color of the ticket? Maybe I should do a Sharpie. You know what? I'm going to figure this out another time because I am eating into your valuable time of watching me do these scratchies. So let's look for W's, shall we? So we already got the 2 out of swallow. New. Yeah. And leeway. Sawfish. Do. Gown. And that's it. All right, now let's break into our actual letters. So we have a K. And a K looks like is going to be just okay, as there's not that many to go around. There's a couple here. There's 2 so far. Namesake. Yeah, I think that'll be that. And by the way, if I do miss something, I do check these afterwards, and I will let you guys know in the comments before I upload it what I missed and if that gave me any winnings. So I will let you guys know. So I'm trying not to hold you up for too long here. M. Nice. Nope, nope, nope. And if you guys have any suggestions or any specific tickets you would like to see, let me know, because I would be more than happy to accommodate. It's like that's our only M's. We got Q. So there will be subscriber goals for different tickets. So say, I don't know, what's a good goal to put? I think at 100, or no, at 100 subs, we'll do a $20 ticket, and at 500, we'll do a $50 ticket. I think that's pretty fair. And then we'll keep going from there. Really, I'm just trying to be able to live stream, because I think that format is better for these longer style tickets. But if you do like the longer videos, I mean, as opposed to what exactly, I don't know yet. I'm going to be posting shorts too, but that's a little different. But if you do like these longer videos with these tickets that take a bit more time, let me know, because I enjoy them. They're pretty fun, and I am just not seeing any cues. I've been looking all over, and I am not seeing any cues. I think that might be my cue to move on. Yep. All right. Next letter is an E. Well, what if we just put this letter onto this other ticket over here? That'd be nice. Okay. Hey, vowel's a vowel. And E is certainly a common one. So we will absolutely take that. Got those ones. Here, here, here. Fresh. How about a fresh win? I could use a win. For that last ticket here, we'll spend some time on this one. I do believe that's all the E's. But hey, at least we have E. Maybe that's indicative of something nice. Okay. Now we have the letter that I thought was this one. We have an F. All right. Oh, hey, look at that. Effect is nearly there. We would need an A, though. And we do not have an A. So hopefully the Minnesota manufacturers can give us something nice here. There's one in a far. Fresh. Aft. Dwagon. Oh, I scratched an A. That's a whoopsies. Whoopsies. Well, hopefully we get an A. Talk so much about an A, you're going to start scratching them, I guess. Okay, well, we'll just note that we do not have an A right there. And that was a mistake. All right. Well, we get an A, so that doesn't mean anything. Get an I. Hey, we're getting the vowels. Let's get an A after that. That would be quite nice. But we are looking for I's at the moment. Taxi. Got one in lair. Got a couple here. One here. Couple more I's, and then I think that's it. All right, that'll do it for the I's. We have U. Oh my goodness. They're just setting us up here. We have E, I, O, and U now. We just need that A. All right, occupancy and I don't even know what word that is. Crocus? Never heard of that in my life. Used. And golf. We got one in golf. Look at that. Okay, use. You. Occupancy. You. All right, that's all the U's. And then I think we scratched a little far out here. We got L. Okay. There's an L in class. Loophole. P and an H. Hey, that'd be nice. Lair. Leeway. Swallow. Now we just, hey, look, now we just need an S. And that word is ours. Golf. Same thing with a G. Guess which letters we're not going to see on this ticket. There's another L. And that'll do it for L's. Okay, so at halftime, we're looking pretty good. Hey, we're set up with not bad word combinations here. There's a lot of single letters that we need to complete words. Like swallow here would be nice. There's obey, that's 2, but that's very doable. Same thing with wood. Swallow and wood. Loophole is pretty close. Lair is pretty close. Mode, hey, if we get a D, that would be really nice. So let's continue here. Let's see if we can pull out any sort of win for this ticket to send us off with a good note. All right. So J. We need a J. And I'm not getting any here. Wow. There's not really. Okay, table. Just gonna go through here because I want to make sure that I'm not missing any J's. I'm just not seeing any. Yeah, no. Wow, that's our first. I don't even think we had a missed letter on that other ticket, so that's actually pretty crazy. Okay, now we're pulling out the silly letters. We got X. Let's see if that can explain anything here. Hey, we got taxi. X and taxi. And I think that's it. Not really any X's. Yeah. Well, at least on the card. I have a few in real life, but no more X's, it looks like. Yeah. Just trying to be thorough. Okay, next letter. And again, I'm going to make sure I check this to make sure that I didn't stupidly miss anything. Okay, so we got a C, brunch. Okay, I know you guys have been screaming at me for the past 10 hours to get that out. U, and we don't have an N. Got the C. How did we miss that U? That's so obviously there. Hey, if we get a B, though, that would be nice. Okay, so C. And if you guys have any other general feedback for me, just feel free to drop that in the comments, as this is a new channel and I want to make sure that you guys are enjoying your time here watching these videos as much as I enjoy making them. I know this is my first video, but I did have a YouTube channel as a kid, so it is nice to get back into the hobby. Okay, that looks like that's all the C's. Now we have a V. Still pulling out the silly letters here. Goodness gracious. Okay, avoid. Cheese and crackers. Me and my wife had a conversation about that, how in the movie Rio, the girl says, like, cheese and crackers. She's like, it's a Minnesota thing. It's like, no, it's not. I grew up in Wisconsin, but I've lived in Minnesota for many years, and not once have I ever heard anyone in my life say cheese and crackers as an explanation, or not an explanation. And, oh, look at that. Now that's what we want to see. An expression. Now, I've heard it be explained that, you know, cheese and crackers instead of, like, Jesus crackers or JC in general. But, like, I think that's kind of a cop-out. Because, like, you could have just said that instead of, I don't know. That just seems silly to me. Okay, we got our first word with the B. The yellow kind of showed up. Let's see if it'll show up better here on the white. Oh, oh yeah. Oh, yeah. Okay. So now we got basin. Got one word. We have 3 more letters to make it happen if we don't get more words. Basin. Got ebb. Ear. Any bees? Table and ba. A Y. That would be nice. Okay, well, I think that's all the B's there. All right, next letter. Oh my gosh, we actually got the A. Wow. Effects, want. Soda with an A. Basin with an A. We already scratched out swallow. That was another mistake. Oh my goodness. I promise you I haven't been drinking today. Okay. Acting, occupancy, layer. See, we have a good setup. It's just we kind of need a I don't know. There's a bunch of different stuff that we could get. It really just depends on what this last letter is going to be. I'm actually kind of excited to see. There's a lot of 1 letters that we could get. Yeah, a lot of 1 letters. And we only have 1 word right now. So yeah, we're going to find out. All right. 2 letters to make it happen. Come on. P. Okay. I remember needing that. P. I remember needing that somewhere. Loophole. Yep, right there. My goodness, we just made a slew of mistakes, didn't we? Oh well. We'll just chalk it up to me being camera shy. Or something. Alright, so we get a P there. That'll do it. Okay, well, let's see if we can make some magic happen. We get a G for our final letter of this ticket. Very promising at the beginning. Gown, tango, Dragon. Golf. There's our second word. But I'm afraid that's going to be our last word. Golf. Acting. Yeah. Needed an S, really needed an H in a bunch of these places. Didn't quite get it, though. Okay, yeah. Nope, that'll do it. So another 2-word ticket loser. However, we bought in, again, for $28, and hopefully you guys remember our awesome winner. Again, look at, give you one last look at that. My goodness, that's 10 gold coins. I have never seen that much in my life. So anyway, I want to thank you guys for watching this first video. Of course, if you have any feedback or want suggestions as for how many or what kinds of tickets you'd like me to do, let me know. I'm, again, completely open to some of these suggestions. This is a new channel. Hoping to post pretty semi-consistently, at least a couple times a week. And yeah, I thank you guys very much for watching. Make sure to subscribe if you enjoyed, as well as leaving a like, comment, all the YouTuber things. It really does help out, as this is a new channel. So as much as you guys can do to help me, I will be sure to give back to you guys. Anyway, thank you very much for watching, and I will see you in the next one. Bye-bye.